All right, now I made you a top 10 list, okay, of some of the best budget frame lock knives that you absolutely can afford. Look, I know it's not always the case, but most of the time, you know, like higher end knives are gonna be frame locks, like this Sebenza here, or, you know, maybe even some other type of lock, just not usually a liner. So what does that mean then for the rest of us that maybe can't afford a $400 titanium frame lock? Well, we get liner locks, which, hey, that's not all that bad. But answer me this, which would you rather have holding your blade open so you don't lop off your finger, a thick piece of metal or a thin one? Hey, how you doing? If this is your first time here, hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Jay. Consider maybe clicking on that subscribe button if you're looking for knife reviews that get right to the point. Now I promise you, now every knife that I'm going to show you here today, there will be links down in the description just in case, like if you see anything that you really want for yourself. All right, let's start things off with number 10 on my list from CRKT. Oh yeah, you guys all know this one. This is the Squid. I mean this in a good way. The Squid makes like just like one of the best box cutters, you know, for when I don't want to use like maybe my more expensive primary blade. And you can see I like to carry mine without the pocket clip on there because it's, well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely compact enough where it can just kind of be like a pocket dropper. It's got these really nice big thumb studs that are just, they're super easy to get at. And the knife as a whole, man, it just feels like, I don't know, substantial. I don't know how else to describe it. What I don't like about the Squid is, well, it's a little bit, it's a little heavier than you would expect. I mean, at about 3.5 ounces. I mean, it's not terrible, but, you know, for something this size, and I know it is a small knife, but I have a medium-sized hand, and so there's a reason why I don't have a ton of knives this size, because I can only get a 3-finger grip, and that's not always my favorite. The stainless steel scales, I mean, you can tell just by looking at them, they are kind of slick. How about we keep things going with CRKT? At number 9, this is the large Pilar. I'm going to tell you right now, I absolutely love this blade shape on the large Pilar. Man, look at that. That is just so good looking. And let's not forget, I mean, it's got the multiple deployment options with the thumb holder, the flipper tab. And this knife, although it is kind of small, it can accommodate like larger hand sizes because of that choil. You know, you can choke right up on there. And really my only issue with this knife is, well, the price. At, you know, for $50, I know you're probably not gonna be able to see this, but for $50 on the inside we get plastic washers. Number 8, this is gonna be our first Kershaw, and it's the Norad. I think that this is probably the, yeah, it's the newest knife on this list. I mean, and it's been a while. It's been a long while, man, since I was like really, truly excited about a Kershaw knife like I was about this one. I mean, look at that blade shape. All I can say is, wow, gorgeous. I mean, you get manual action on bearings, so those of you that are not fans of Speed Safe, got nothing to fear here. The flipper tab, did you see that? It's very low profile, so when the blade's open, yeah, it is hidden within the handle, so you know what that means. Yep, all of that edge makes contact when you're cutting on a flat surface. Now, at first, I gotta be honest with you, right out of the box, the lock bar, it was not the easiest or even the most comfortable to like disengage, but all I did was I bent it out just a little bit, and now it's amazing. Just a couple minor things that I don't like here. First one's going to be, well, the weight. You know, this is a 3 1/4 inch blade, and on the scale, it's right around 5.2 ounces. You know, it's not too much in the grand scheme of things, but for the size of this knife, I feel that it kind of is. And the carbon fiber, you see these like carbon fiber stickers? I really just wish they weren't there. It kind of cheapens the look, and I'm thinking about taking them off, but I'm kind of worried about what's under here. So if anybody has, and let me know, how the scales look without the stickers. This next knife, now it appeared on my previous top 10 list of frame lock knives, which if you haven't seen it yet, right there, click on that. It'll take you right over to that video. But at number 7, we have the Ganzo Firebird FH13. Lots of things to like here with the FH13. I mean, the price, did you see that action? That is absolutely nuts. It's got a super slim build, so this rides really nice in pocket. Fairly lightweight, just under 4 ounces at about 3.93, which isn't too bad. What I don't like isn't not really a huge deal, but I'm always happy to see a knife with an over travel stop, which this one does not. I mean, the pocket clip kind of serves that purpose, does it? Yeah, a little bit. The stainless steel scales are, well, you already know, they're pretty slick. I not only reviewed this next knife, but I even have a disassembly video for it, which if you're interested, yeah, click right up there. But from Rake, we have the P801. Lots to love here. You get the multiple deployment options with either the flipper tab or the thumb studs. Very solid with its all stainless steel construction. So the heavier weight of about 4.2 ounces, it's understandable. I expected it. You get really good budget blade steel for the money, the 14C28N Sandvik, and this one again is also super slim build, so it takes up no room in the pocket, and the action is just friggin' insane. Would you hear that squeak? I gotta add some oil to this baby. What don't I like here? The thumb studs. Now I love my knives to have multiple deployment options, but I kind of almost wish that these were not here, or I can't believe I'm going to say this, but take away the flipper and just have thumb studs, because I'm definitely a flipper type of guy. One position pocket clip, okay, tolerable. And again, not the best traction here with these stainless steel scales. Now these next 2 knives I have passed on so many times before. At number 5 and 4, we have from ESEE the Zancudo and Avispa. I honestly thought that these 2 knives were just going to be like way too similar to the Rat 1 and 2. Man, I was wrong. I was so wrong. I mean, and yeah, to a certain extent they do. I mean, yeah, they do look alike. But it's almost like having a frame lock version of the Rat 1 or 2. I mean, except these have a much slimmer build. I like the blade shapes here. This like kind of almost like spear point type. I mean, I know it's a drop point, but you know what I'm saying. I do like this blade shape a little bit more than the Rats. I fully expected to see on the inside plastic washers. No, they are bronze on both of them. Completely surprised. Unfortunately, there are a few things that I don't like. The branding here. The branding is kind of out of hand. I mean, seriously, this normally does not bother me, but come on, guys. That's just, I mean, on both of them, especially on the smaller Zancudo. Whatever, but still. And one thing I noticed is that why are the thumb studs? You see that? They're different sizes. This one is a little bit longer than the one for the lefties. I mean, and it's not like that on both of these. I mean, righties, you guys already have, you have more than enough room to get at that thumb stud than lefties do. So why not put the taller thumb stud on the side to make it easier for us lefties to use? Then we don't have to worry about, like, you know, pushing on that lock bar while we're trying to open the damn thing. Number 3 is a knife that has to be, okay, probably one of the sharpest knives to come out of a factory I've ever experienced. It's the CH3001. Now, you know how we always say, like, when a knife is like crazy sharp, you know, it's a scalpel, it's a razor blade. This thing truly is a surgeon could use this. The edge geometry, the blade geometry, it's that good. This thing is just crazy friggin' sharp. I mean, titanium scales are great because, you know, it means we got a little bit, you know, lighter weight. And it is light, under 3 ounces. I don't know how CH made the action this good. I don't know how they did it. I wish I did, because it's insane. And I absolutely love this drop point blade shape. And just the overall size is just so nice for EDC. What don't I like? Well, there's a couple really minor things. This knife, I mean, it's so lightweight. Just the build, everything about this knife is very light. So it kind of feels like I could just snap this thing in half. You know, kind of like those old, like, balsa wood toy airplanes that we had as kids. Yeah, I feel like I could just, like, break it that easy. I know I can't, but I'm just saying. The shape of the flipper tab, never been a fan of, with that little point going on. And not that this is a huge deal for me, but I know it is for a lot of you. There's no jimping anywhere on this knife. This next knife is going to require just a little bit of imagination from you. At number 2, I have the Kershaw Leek. Now, I know I just finished showing you a scalpel, but oh my God, the Leek, yes, a surgeon's tool. I mean, and it's available in, like, just about any flavor you could possibly imagine. USA made, awesome. I don't personally mind, like, the speed safe assist. Some do. I get that. Very low profile flipper tab. I dig that a ton. And there's also, oh yeah, there's that, remember, there's like a safety lock right here. So it just, it keeps it closed so it doesn't prevent, like, any accidental openings. And really my only gripes here are just gonna be with the, well, with this pocket clip. Yeah, it's the same one that's on the Kershaw Blur, but on the Leek, I mean, I think it's way too big for this knife. And not to mention, it rides super shallow when you're carrying this tip up. But you know what? I guess all that could just be fixed by going out and getting an aftermarket clip. These next 2 knives are honorable mentions because of their lock designs, and you'll see why here in a second. They're labeled as subframe locks, but it really does function just the same as a frame lock. And I'm, of course, talking about the copper Natrix. And you had to know that this one was coming next, because it also has the very same subframe lock, the Knockout. My number 1 favorite budget frame lock knife is one that I'm not even gonna try and pronounce. From Ganzo Firebird. It's that knife. Now, admittedly, I held off on buying this knife because of a review that I watched on YouTube. I'm really glad that I changed my mind, because I love this knife. I really do. I mean, it's also, this is another one. It's available in a bunch of different colors. The action is excellent in both directions. I mean, I have a really hard time getting this knife to fail during the deployment. And look at that blade shape. Really nice. Now, you know, I usually like the wider profile blades, but I really like the kind of like dagger-like shape that they've got going on here. I mean, at a budget price, Ganzo gives us features like a hardened steel insert, even though it's not necessary, and an over travel stop. I really do. I appreciate, like, you know, any knife when they throw in some extras. Always love that. But honestly, I'd be fine without this without this little glass breaker here on the end. I would much rather they took this back, and then the money saved there, maybe put that into showing us lefties a little bit of love. Yeah, make it so that pocket clip is switchable. Although it looks like it should be, but there's a little groove here that doesn't appear. You know what? I could probably really easily mod this thing so the clip could be moved. All right, now I've shown you mine. Let's see yours down in the comment section below. Just please list out like your top 10 favorite budget frame locks. If you don't have 10, put down 5. Hey, as many as you want. If you're really into top 10 lists, there's 2 videos up on the screen right now you really need to see. And if you enjoyed this video and you got like any value from it, do me a favor, let me know by leaving one of these. And hey, don't forget, click on subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next video. You guys take care. See you later. Stay safe.